Hi everybody, Brett back out to do scale modeling, part 4, HK models, 148, B-25J, beautiful kit, going together nicely. So, we left off with the cockpit done. We weathered some of these parts, some of those parts, but we're going to skip ahead for a minute on this part, just because I'm waiting for some paint and a couple things I need to do Bombay. So, since a lot of this anyway is about seeing how parts fit, we're going to go directly to the tail planes and the wings. So, fortunately, it looks like all the tailplane parts are on sprue M. As far as I can see, although those say D. Oh, never mind. There's a D right there, so that's an M for Mobius. Duh. Sprue D. So, let's get them cut off and get going. Let's start with the rudders. B-25, so 2 of those. Hope you all been enjoying what I'm doing so far. Got some positive feedback, a couple of questions. Try and answer them on when they come up on the comment section. I am behind on that though. All right. So, again, we want to test the fit of this kit. Beautiful seam on the back side. This side, you're not going to see as much, but you do need to clean this up because this vertical stabilizer or rudder is going to go in there. And I'm pretty sure it says do not glue. So first, let's get some cleanup done. Just using a regular coarse sanding stick. Not putting any pressure, just wiping these outer or inner main parts of the tail. Sprue attachment points were inside, which will make cleanup nice, simple. There was one here, which are still too long. I'm just gonna trim those right off. Don't trim them too far. You're gonna need them. Okay, I'm going to check the inside, check all around the edges, make sure there's no flash, no raised parts. Probably just, this one's got the pins on it. Okay, again, I want to hold on to it. Line it all up, put it together, a beautiful seam right there, and now that we've cleaned it up, nice seam right there. Make sure, like I said, you get that. You can see right there, sprue nib where I cut. You gotta make sure it's completely flush. Then the instructions. Check something real quick here. So, I'm right. This is a do not glue symbol. So you do not want to glue the connection there. You just want to capture it in between those nibs. So this is going to go together, but don't let it dry completely because you want to get that part in there. Tammy extra thin, of course. So you got 2 of these, and this control part right here for the trim tab goes on the inside, according to the directions. So it's going to fit in there like that. And look, it holds itself nicely. So then you just need to, what I would do, get these tabs, and then run a little right along here just to get a minute of grip. Okay, now one thing I did not do was clean this up, which was my mistake. Make sure you don't get your fingers where the glue is, or you're going to get fingerprints. So, it looks like you can take it out. It just snaps in that one there, and then these are guides here and here, which is good because I didn't get that rudder cleaned up very well. And it allows me to get glue in here. I want to do this really quick because I don't want that glue to set where it's too difficult to get together. Which is why you want to clean up all your parts as soon as you take them off. Okay. Perfect. There's a bit of a seam line in here. Won't be able to see unless you have a really hard angle on it. And slide it all back together, like so. And that would be wrong, because this is the inside. You gotta pay attention to what you're doing. Remember, this control for the trim tab goes on the inside according to the directions. All right, now let's get this right. It fit in there just perfectly. See, I still got a little cleanup on the bottom. Okay, now the tail, horizontal tail arch, or the center part of the tail, is going to fit in there and also hold on to it. But it's movable. Looks good, fits nice, good design. You can glue it if you want. All right, now let's work on this one. Same thing here, a little bit of cleanup. You'll notice there's not really a lot of editing in my videos because when I make mistakes, you should be able to see what they are. And learn from them. Now, on surfaces that aren't going to be seen, I do use a more coarse stick because it doesn't risk rubbing as much and warming up the plastic. Again, test fit. And test fit. There you go. So I've already cleaned up the rudder. So let's get some glue. I'm sorry if some of this goes off the camera. I haven't been watching the screen and paying attention. I'll do better. And then I just like to run around the edge. And the capillary action or capillary action, depending where you're from, should suck it up inside. And again, beautiful seamless fit. Good fit there. Slide this into here, like so. Still got movement. Flush, cleaned up, those done. Next, we've got to put together horizontal stabilizers. And I'm just going to cut them all off so we can clean up. And might as well cut this off while we're here. All right. Get these cleaned up. I had screw connections on this top portion. So just go around. Make sure you get all those cleaned up. Those are not pins for putting it together. Those are right here and here. So first I'm going to get all those cleaned up. Used to be 3 on each. Then I'm going to want to use a bigger, more firm one. This is the one without the pins. Just so I don't sand it out of shape. So I'm starting the one without pins. And one with pins, I'm going to be careful. I missed just one there. Got a pin there and a pin there. So that one's gone. Gone. I'm kind of using the pins to guide the sander. I think I kind of ground that pin down. And that's all right, it'll work. Sometimes it's better to not have pins there if it throws it out of alignment. All right, so let's see how these fit. Oops. Completely missed this one. So you gotta pay attention. Sorry if I keep bumping the camera too. All right, let's try that again. There we go. This one's got a little here. I have to clean up a little better, this side. And it's nice and thin too. Is it scale thinness? Don't know. But it is nice and thin. So, we got a here. It's keeping it from laying flat. And here. Are there any here? That looks good, good, good. Let's try that again. Much better. Touch and let it flow. Remember, point it in the direction opposite of where your fingers are, or else you'll be sanding out a fingerprint. This is going to be on the inside, so it doesn't have to be as perfect as this side. And again, let it suck it up into there. Pinch them together. Check the other one. Oh, it's already, there's some right there. Okay. Oops. This is what I sanded the pins off of. So, that looks really good. So I'm going to open it up a little bit so the glue gets inside of there. So I'm just pinching back here and squeeze down. And I just realized going along the bottom doing good because it's the seam is underneath. So what you want to do is go there. Good thing I noticed on that one, because it gives me time to fix this one. Seam is here. I doubt any glue got into it the way I was doing it. So just touch. Let it get in there, give it a squeeze. All right, the main parts of the tail. We're all, again, there's some raised tab there, there, and there. 4 of them. You got this here that'll go to the fuselage, but it's not raised. So again, there, 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 and there. So, let's get those cleaned up. This is the side without the pins on it. That's why I can just move freely. And you should be able to look at it and see. Like you can see, this one's not sanded. This one is. Okay, that's good there. This one, you got this big one right here, which will interfere with your connection to the fuselage. So be careful there. Careful across the top. And then again, you've got a pin here to connect it to. So So if you don't want to sand it down, just be careful. Check. Looks good. A pin here and here, which aren't a problem. And here. And one more right here. Okay, let's do our first test fit. Looks pretty good back there. You clean up a little more out of that one. The rest of them look really good. Make sure everything lines up. Side, good. Front, very good. So the one in the back here. Clean up just a little bit. Okay, now you don't always have to use Tamiya Extra Thin. I like Contactia Cement 2. And then the tip clogs, what you want to do is find yourself your lighter. Don't breathe it in. There you go. So you can use this, a light layer, because this won't dry as quick. Just don't overdo it. This pin here can get quite a bit. Right along here. Just right along the edges, just to get it started. And if you need to, you can add some Tamiya Extra Thin later. Again, just don't let your fingers get glue on them. And I like using this because it's got a nice slow setting time. It grips really well. So it's going to hold it very nicely. Like I said, if you've got some spots that didn't quite grip the way you want it to, you just take some Tamiya Extra Thin, fill those little spots up, give it another squeeze. Good all along, even inside of there. This fits very nicely. These, so this is the top, and the control for the trim tab goes up. So it goes in like that. These don't seem to hold as well as the rudders. So you can either glue them in place, your call, or just let them be and then decide when you get the completed build how you want it done. These are going to glue onto here like so. See, that's a beautiful fit. Use this again. You got these big connection points. It's great to use this. I wouldn't glue this one back here because that's going to be part of where your control surface is. Just going to snap right into place there. And then another test fit. Oops. So you don't want to cooperate as well. There we go. And again, you don't have to use that glue. That fit nice. So just take your Extra Thin, run along the seam. There you go. And you want to check your angles. Oops. And you'll probably end up taking these off till you're ready to put them on. Check your angle. Is the B-25 completely horizontal? I don't know, but let me see if my little reference book here. It looks like they're completely vertical. Sorry, not horizontal. I got this great B-25 book. There's a lot of good B-25 books out there. It does look like they're perfectly vertical. So you want to make sure you're perfectly vertical. You can use your eyeball. You can use a ruler to check the distance between the top and the bottom. 1.5. They are both at the 1.5 mark. Top and bottom. So set that aside. Again, probably gonna end up putting these on and off enough times. You're either gonna glue them or you're just gonna leave them off until you're done. And I'm gonna leave them off. Okay, the wings. Wings. Put the glue out of the way until we get them all cut off. Glue out of the way. Put the ruler away. Zoom out a little bit for right now. Okay, wings. Simple. Two halves going together. And then ailerons, flaps. Which we're probably not going to worry about now. We want to see how well the wings fit together. So, what we're going to do is quit kicking the camera. We are going to cut these wings off. Each sprue. These are very small attachment points, so I'm not worried about damage. But if you are, just don't coat right to the edge and then sand the rest away. Besides, these may have the same attachment points underneath. And we will just clean those nibs up too. You don't have to bend your wrist all weird like I just did. All right, top and bottom of each wing. While we're here, let's take a minute to admire. These are fabric. You can see how well they're laid down in there. You can see the rivets, panel lines, access hatches, top, all the access hatches on the bottom. Let's take a minute to admire that. All right, let's pick a wing and get going. So, Yes, we have where the sprue attached several of those. Clean them up as we did on the other parts. This one's not there. Looks like in the flap area, there weren't any on that part. And this one, one. All right, again, clean up. And you don't need to do a lot of hardcore rough sanding. This plastic is very accepting of being sanded. So it just takes a light pass. Even though you're not doing the flaps now, you want to have the flap area cleaned up. And where the engine nacelles go. This is the one with the pins in it. So be careful you don't sand away your pins if you don't want to. It's got nice sparring for strengthening. Okay, I think we're good. Let's get our first test fit. Wow. It's pretty darn good and seamless. It's clicking together. It's pretty good. You can see in there connection points and the back. Maybe a little out right there, so you want to check that with a sander. Careful taking it back apart. So okay, now I'm going to use the contactor for the holes so I get a very tight connection. To all these pin areas. And I'm also going to use it right along this edge here. That was the only place it seemed it didn't want to fit very well. Okay, maybe back here too. That's a big area. Okay. Take it, line it up, start getting some snapping into place. And you're going to get the snapping sound because they're all wet with glue now. So, now, take your extra thin, let it get into the seam. All right, inside. And with this one here, you can actually put it inside there and let it run down. Same on this side, in there. And then same here. And it'll run down inside. Put some in there. Put some in there. Gotta get used to this new stand. So, I would say the fit on these wings is also outstanding. It's a little rough here still, but it's not as bad as it was when I first test fitted it. So, here's your wing. Maybe a little bit more there. And again, the glue ran right there, so you do not want to touch that. So, I'm avoiding where the glue ran so I don't get fingerprints and have to sand out my fingerprint. One wing done. Careful if your glue tips over to clean it up. And do the other wing. And we'll call it a day for this video. Like I said, I'm just waiting for some stuff to come in to finish that interior section the way I want to. It's paint. A couple other things. So we'll be getting back on that in part 5. But we've already got the wings done. That is one thing to show you is you don't have to stop building while you're waiting for something. There are other subsections, sub-assemblies, like the wings. Now the wings will be done. You can see, I don't know if you can see, move that cat here. See how that's a bubble thing right there? That could have been what's interfering with the other one. So I'm going to sand that down. Better than I did on the other one. And it makes sense because of the fabric pattern they've got on there. Now you can see where it was, but it's no longer raised. Again, make sure you get the flap area cleaned up. Where those connection points were. And on this one, it doesn't have that bubble area, but I'm still going to give it a light sand. And I missed this one. And actually I didn't miss them, I didn't even do it, did I? Okay, get this cleaned up. There, that's good, that's good. On here. All right, let's do our test fit. Everything lined up and snapping together. Again, good seam. Need a little more cleanup right here. You can see right there. That one's good. That side's good. There's good. And still right here along this edge, it's gonna need some cleanup. So one was this right here. That was good. But here, okay, and again, I'm going to glue in these holes. And around this big part right here, especially that area that doesn't want to fit right. Here. Okay, and then I'm going to put it together with just that glue for now. Make sure everything's getting lined up and glued in with all these pins. Oops. So, then I'm going to take the extra thin. There, and there. Down in the inside, down there. There. Run it along here. And in there. Make sure there's no glue even out, then I'm going to squeeze it together. Check some other areas. Get a little more right there, right there, right there. There's no glue there like last time. Pinch, pinch, pinch. The reason I don't use clamps because, I mean, you can probably get away with it here, but if you do it in the wrong spot here, it's going to pinch it apart. So you get a little gap here, which probably just sand a little more, maybe a little more glue to loosen up whatever's keeping it apart. We'll check it when it's dry. But nice leading edge seam, barely visible. Once you get a good primer on, especially if you're using like an AK surface primer, it fills small gaps. You're gonna be just fine. The only part I'm worried about, like I said, is back here. And we will check that after all the glue dries. So there you have it. Wings ready. Wings ready. Tail ready. If you find that you don't have this aligned right, because you can use these lines on here too. But if you find it's not aligned right, you just touch it with some extra thin to loosen it up. But the way they look on the lines, I would say we're pretty good. So that's why you have grids on your cutting boards. So, cutting mat, sorry. Thanks for watching. We got the wings and the tail sections together. finally making some progress. We will finish up the interior and get the fuselage halves together in part 5. Thanks for watching. Sit your ass at the bench, get to work on a model, and have fun.